Welcome back. On today's video, we're talking about PDF software and what you can use to save some money. Now, Adobe Acrobat is the standard. The problem with Adobe Acrobat Pro is it costs between $180 to $240 per year forever. You never own it. And if you don't want to make those payments, well, you lose the functionality. So today I'm going to review a software called AcePDF, and we're going to go through and see if this is something that's worth it, if it's worth switching, if it's not, the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is not a sponsored review, so let's jump right in. Number one, Ace PDF. Let me show you where I'm getting it. You can find deals at Stack Social, or you can actually get it from their website at acethinker.ai, and they've got AcePDF Editor. The pricing is really not that different. Right now, Stack Social has a coupon, extra 20, so you can get it for $24. At Ace Thinker, if you click the buy now, you can choose your plan. You can get a personal 1 year for $29.95, or you can get $49.95 for use or access to all features, lifetime support and upgrades, etc. And I don't know how often they upgrade the software, or you can use it for just 1 month for $14.95. Not sure why you do that when for just double that you can pretty much get it for a lifetime. But anyway, that is an option. So it's a all-in-one PDF converter and editor. It works on both Mac and PC. And I'll tell you, I've used this actually more on Mac, where I've had trouble finding an all-in-one PDF software that is affordable and actually works fairly well. And in my experience, it works okay. The functionality is amazing, but there's some lags and bugs that it just doesn't seem like it's as polished as some of the other softwares out there. But the nice thing is, once you buy it, you own it forever. Now, you're probably not going to get updates, just full disclosure, but as I'm using it, it actually has been a pretty solid all-in PDF editor. So I pulled down this Arlington County, Virginia County Board meeting agenda so that I could go through and show you some of the features and how it really works. Here's a couple of things. So let's walk through some of the tabs over here on the left-hand side. You get thumbnails, you can add bookmarks, or of course you can search. The thumbnail section is what I primarily use. Over here on the right, you have these different buttons that you can click to change a PDF to Word or a PDF to PowerPoint. Pretty cool. And we're in the read tab right now, where you can just read through it. You can highlight, select. If you highlight it, you'll have these options to copy, highlight, underline, strike through, etc. You can come in here to the comment section, which gives you some of these features up here on the top. We've got highlighting, where you're highlighting text. You can highlight a section. You can do a strike through if you don't want some of that text in there. Let me Control Z out of that. You can underline, you can squiggly line, which is kind of cool. How about that? You can also do text annotations, and that's going to let you come in here and actually annotate right over the top, kind of like a typewriter. Let's see if it'll let me move. No, well, there we go. So that's more of a typewriter feature that you would find in some of the other softwares. You can add a text box, and then you can type inside that text box. And it looks like it's allowing you, yes, you can change the inside that text box, you can change the font, but you have to change it, it looks like, before you type it. Color, the color of the outside. So yeah, it's got some pretty cool features there. One of the things that I use a lot when I'm doing annotations on PDFs is callouts, where you're able to point to something and then you can type your response in here. That's one of the reasons that I was using it on Mac. Is very few Mac software that I've reviewed or tried or tested allows you to do a call out for some odd reason. So that's been very helpful. Notes is something that you get in pretty much any PDF software. Um, you can also do a carré. How about that? Which doesn't really seem to do a whole lot, but it does allow you to select some things, and you can do a replacement on certain text also. So now this does not let you replace the text per se, but it's doing a strikeout, and then you can add additional text to it. You can draw on the PDF, so that can be very handy, especially if you're reviewing plans. You can erase what you did, so that really comes in handy. Just drawing different shapes, circle, arrows, etc. And of course, you can stamp it, where you have these different stamps where you can add your own stamp. So if you've got a revised set of plans, you can click that in there, and then people understand that that's what has happened. So some very cool features, and that's just on the comment tab. If we go over here to the edit tab, this is where things get a little bit more fun. So for example, I'm going to come down here, and I'm hoping, nope, there we go. Let's come down here to the next page, and if I want to edit the text, I've got a couple of options. I can edit in line mode, which is going to allow me just to allow in one line, or I can go into paragraph mode, which will then allow me to edit the entire paragraph. And this is where it's really cool. So if you can see my screen, let me blow this up a little bit. I've clicked in here and I've got my cursor going right next to vacate, and it says vacate a 5-foot wall easement. And now I can actually start changing the text in an active PDF. Now, this only works if you have a PDF that is editable, of course. If not, you're going to have to do what's called OCR it and hope that it retains the formatting. But that's something that's pretty amazing. You can also edit objects, all image shape shading. Let's just see how that looks on here. It looks like it's not allowing me to do that in that particular one. You can add text like you just saw me do, or we can just add text in a text box, just like that. You can add an image, link, watermark. If I want to add a watermark, I would have to figure out, here we go. I've got two different options right now, confidential and draft. Let's apply that bad boy. And it's got this status line going across the bottom here. While we're waiting for that, we can also add background, headers, footers, Bates number, eraser, batch erase, and split page. So these are features that you usually find in a much, much more expensive software. And honestly, I have not seen many other softwares that are as full feature, especially not at this price point. Now I'm going to have to go on pause here for a second because, oh, there we go, because it was lagging, and that is the downside of what I've seen the software do, where it lags and I'm not able to get anything done because it's just sitting there. So a few other things you can do. So for example, if I want to move these pages around, if I need to reorder them, you can simply come over here, click, drag, and move that down. Now page 1 became page 4, page 2 became page 1, everything moved up. If I want to extract pages, I can come in. Right now I'm trying to do the shift click and it's not working. So if I control click, I can select multiple pages, and then I can either enlarge the thumbnails, copy, insert the pages, files, replace pages, extract pages, delete pages, crop settings, do all sorts of things. So let's just extract these pages. And when I click extract, it's going to do a range. That's the range that I selected. So I can manually select a range if I wanted to. Extract the pages as separate files, which would create a separate individual file for each one. I don't want to do that, of course, or I can delete the pages after extracting. Otherwise, it just leaves them as part of the original file. So pretty darn cool. Let's go ahead and extract those pages, see what happens. And it looks like it is saving them to my file explorer. So now if I want to open that back up again, I'm going to open it with AcePDF Thinker. It'll pop it open as a new tab. And you'll see I've got 3 tabs across the top here. That's very cool because you don't have to have you don't have to have windows open for each one. And those 5 pages are right there. Now I did create a non-OCR version of this because I wanted to see how that would work with being able to select text. This is something that what I did was I did a PDF printer. So now instead of being able to come in manually and if I want to edit the text, you'll see I don't have that option, but I do have this new bar up here that says we detected this is a scanned PDF and recommend that you use OCR for editing, copying, etc. And it also added a new badge over here on the right hand side that says OCR. So let's go ahead and do that. I only want to do selected pages because you can see this agenda is 217 pages. And so what I want to do is I'm just going to do 1 through 5, and it'll do different languages, or it's asking what other languages are included in here. I'm going to do enhanced mode, and this does give you a pop-up window that says it's the most accurate, but it takes some time, so please be patient. Hopefully with 5 pages, it's not going to be ridiculous, and it kicks off. So I'll be right back while this is doing its scanning. Okay, so it's now at 83%. This is actually only taken less than 1 minute, so it's not taking terribly long. And let's check the accuracy as this decides to pop up. You can see it is taking a little bit of time to finalize. We're at 99% right now. And as we're waiting for that, what I'm finding is the ACE PDF software is very solid in the overall functionality. The problem that I have with it is it does move a little bit slow sometimes, and it's a little buggy. And from doing some of the reading I've done, it looks like they may not be actively developing the software. It may be something they developed before and they're not maintaining it as frequently as you would like. So that is a downside. But for $25 to $30, the functionality you're getting out of here is very, very similar to a $200+ software on a subscription basis. So now it's already popped up. We've got the read, comment, edit, etc. Let's go in here to comment and let's see what we can do. So if I want to do, let's actually go into edit. If I want to edit text, and you'll recall before when we tried this, it wasn't working. So let's edit text in paragraph mode. And now I can come in and let's just say I don't want to say deny, I want to say denied. And I'm actually editing a live PDF. That is pretty darn cool. Instead of deny the proposal, we're now denied the proposed. And of course, I'm having trouble typing proposal. So I'm actually editing a live PDF here that was printed. This is pretty darn cool. That's the accuracy on the output is good. Now, if we want to now take this and change it to a Word document, well, we don't really want to do that because we'd be creating too many different files. Oh, here we go. It actually did. So let's go ahead and output this to Word and let's see how the formatting works. We're going to save it, save, and see if this will convert to a Word document. It says convert PDF. This is the new file that I've saved. We want to convert it to Word output folder. Let's just change that to downloads. Select and convert. You can see it gives you a little status bar so you're not just wondering what's happening. And as it goes through, you have all these options. You can convert a PDF, you can convert to PDF, images to PDF, OCR, and this is kind of a batch process. So you could actually, you see, well, in here, yeah, you've got this batch option up at the top. And when you click that, it'll give you the option to select files, and you can do any of these different options. You can OCR, PDF removal, split, merge, or compress. And compress is something that if you're ever having to email files can be very, very handy because a lot of PDFs get too large, and if you're over 25 to 30 megabits in file size, a lot of times you will not be able to do anything. Okay, so it's given us a checkbox there. Now, if I open up the Word file, bring it over here, it is now in Word. This is all text. It looks like it has retained the formatting. I mean, that's pretty darn cool. And it looks like the original document must have had some mixed language. We've got some Spanish and English, and it looks like it did carry over. So pretty impressive on the PDF to Word conversion. It will absolutely depend on how good your PDF is. For example, if this was really fuzzy and had been photocopied a number of times and uploaded and downloaded, the chances are the results are not going to be great. But for what you're able to do with this software, especially at the price point, it's really good. So far we've gone through the read, being able to comment, being able to edit. Form, you're able to insert different fields, a text field, checkbox, single boxes. So you can do different things when you're creating forms with your PDFs. If you click on page, it'll show you all of the pages in your PDF. And when you've got 5 pages, it's not a big deal. But if you come back into the original 217 page document, this becomes really handy because then now you're able to come in, you're able to look at this and say, well, maybe page 82 should be down here under 103. You're able to move things around. Though that's pretty exciting. You can protect things by setting a password, mark as a ciphertext, digital signatures, handwritten signatures. If I want to add a handwritten signature and I want to draw it, we can do whatever it is that you're trying to do, hit OK. That is now my signature. You can convert to Word, Excel, PowerPoint, text, HTML, convert to pages or to images, convert to PDF, and then of course batch, like we talked about before. So a lot of functionality in this little software package. Overall, I think it's pretty good. If you do not have a subscription, especially if you don't have a corporate account that you'd be using that you're not paying for, if this is something that you just need a functional PDF to be able to use, it's very similar to the Adobe or the PDF editor that I've shown in other videos. So feel free to search our channel for that. But there are some downsides, and the one big downside that I've seen is really the bugginess, the lagginess that you'll get when you go from one screen to another, or when you're doing something, you're processing something. My computer is actually fairly updated. It's got a good, strong processor, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and it does bog down. When I use this on my Mac, it's even more noticeable because it's a MacBook Air and does not have quite as robust of a processor and as much RAM, and it'll bog down too. So those are the downsides, but well worth it If you don't want to spend anywhere from $100 to $200 a year on a subscription product, this is a good, viable alternative. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please give us a like down below. If you'd like to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you know someone that may benefit from this, please do share. Thanks for being here. We'll see you on the next one.